Next up, we've got SC14, so one of your triple topics. Even though this is probably one of the hardest topics, it's going to be a very short video, purely because there is no shortcuts in SC14. It's all your calculations. It's not something you can cram. You just have to practice them. You've got percentage yield and atom economy. You've got concentration, those titration calculations. And you've also got the ones that have the number 24, use moles, volume, and the number 24. So please just go through each of those types of questions and practice them. One thing I will point out though, just kind of like easy marks, you get questions on percentage yield, and there's a little bit of theory on percentage yield as well, where they'll ask you why the percentage yield is not typically 100%. And the mark scheme is again quite specific on what they will accept. So one thing that you can say is you get side reactions occurring. So a reaction that you don't want to actually happen, happens, and you don't make your intended product, so your percentage yield is slightly lower. You can say that the reaction is incomplete. In other words, you didn't leave it for long enough and you've got lots of unreacted material, so the reaction is incomplete. You can also say that you lose product when transferring from one flask to another. So for example, if you were trying to make a salt by reacting an acid and a base, and you go through the purification steps where you filter out any unreacted base and then you transfer your salt and water to an evaporating dish. Each time you're moving your reaction from one container to another, you're likely going to lose a little bit of product. You're going to leave a little bit behind. These are the three things that are accepted. They do not accept your product escapes. Okay, so it being a gas and it escaping, they don't accept that. These are the three things that they are going to accept. The other little bit of theory that creeps into this topic is on atom economy. They could ask you a kind of, I'll give you an example. They could give you something that looks like this. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't draw it like that because we haven't done skeletal formula yet. I'll draw out an alkene, draw out ethene, and I'm reacting ethene with bromine, and I end up forming this. So this is a paper 2 reaction, so don't worry about this actual reaction too much for now. But they could give you a reaction that looks like that and say, how do you know that the atom economy is 100%? And what you would say there is that you are only making one product. So atom economy looks at how many atoms in your reactants end up in your desired product. In this reaction, you're only making one product, which means no atom is wasted. Every atom ends up where you want it in your one desired product. So you've got 100% atom economy because you're only making one product. Again, have a look at how to calculate atom economy. It's super simple and it's 4 marks if it comes up. Other big thing on this topic will be your titrations. The core practical is coming up. I'm not going to go through that in this video. I've done it in so much detail in your core practical booklet. Please go through it. We know it's going to be asked. It is again a likely 6 mark question. So please go through that titration calculation in detail. And beyond that, just try and get as much calculation practice in as possible between now and the exam.